all you really wild animals out there, have you ever wondered what makes a dolphin flip? How dangerous is a shark? Who are all those bathing beauties down by the coral reef? How come fish go to school? And what do whales eat for dinner anyhow? Well, the answers are all ahead, so come on, take the plunge. It's National Geographic's Really Wild Animals. A deep-sea dive? Cowabunga! It's me, gang, Spin, Mr. Out-of-This-World himself. And boy, have we got a big splash for you. National Geographic has spared no expense to take you on a voyage to the deep. Yes, the oceans are a place full of creatures so different, so amazing, so weird. It seems like an alien world. And what is it that makes the ocean so special? Something that's altogether extraordinary and altogether ordinary. Simply water.
The Arctic zone is quiet and cold, but a glacier's melting as spring unfolds. From a stream to a river to a waterfall, there's another world in the shimmering blue. Can't you feel it calling you to the water? Water, always flowing, knows where it's going. Water, the water. Hey friend, if you're looking for me, you can bet I'll be in the water. Tide goes out and it comes back in. It's the rhythm of life as each day begins. Seals in the current, side by side. Isn't it a perfect ride? In the water, water, always flowing, knows where it's going. Water, the water, big blue ocean. I'm in motion in the water, water, yeah. Always flowing in the water, the water. Hey friend, if you're looking for me, you can bet I'll be in motion in the water, water. Always flowing, know where it's going in the water, the water. Big blue ocean, I'm in motion.
Ah, the beach. Like totally bodacious, man. There's no place I'd rather be. Sand between the toes, seaweed in my teeth, and all that beautiful sunshine. Totally fantastic. Oops. But my favorite thing about the beach is the water. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Water. Now, that would be a perfect name for a guy like me, much better than Spin or even Earth. You know why? 'Cause looky, here's water. And here's some more. Water, water everywhere. What's that? You want a better look? Whoa! Whoa! See now. Here I am, all flattened out, and yep, most of me is covered with water, especially the four great oceans. The Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, the Arctic Ocean, and the Pacific Ocean, the largest of them all. That's where you'll find one of my favorite swimming holes. Way down here, underwater, off the coast of Australia, is the Great Barrier Reef. What's a reef, you ask? It's a whole bunch of beautiful animals living together, especially the ones called coral. That's right, coral isn't a rock or even a plant, it's an animal. And wherever there's a coral reef, it's bound to be a pretty happening place. Creatures from all over come around looking for something to eat. Compared to the slow life out in the open ocean, this is sort of the city of the sea. And just like your town, the reef has schools. Not that kind of school, no. When fish travel in a group, it's called a school. Lost in the crowd, they're protected from other fish. For instance, the kind that might want to gobble them up. Holy mackerel, or should I say shark? But it's not always the big fish eats the little fish on the reef. Sometimes these critters actually help each other out. You'd think in a place that's basically a big bathtub, you'd never get dirty. But even fish need to keep clean, especially when it comes to their mouths. So off they go to the dentist of the deep, the tiny wrasse fish. That's the one on the left. Open wide, fish face. Dr. Wrasse here is going to treat you to a good flossing. Come on, gang, how about you? Wouldn't you like a live fish in your mouth, eating your dead fish skin? Ugh. Even the tiniest tidbit of food, no matter where it turns up, is a meal for some character down here. And characters there are plenty of. In fact, the Great Barrier Reef is the world's largest, stretching out for hundreds of miles. But there are lots of other coral reefs, all alive with the most spectacular creatures. This fish looks like it belongs in a barn. Whoa, partners! Saddle up your seahorses for a ride to the OK Coral Corral. Yes, sir. Where the fish are tough, the coral is rough, and the sheriff wears a star. Scratch that, the sheriff is the star, a starfish, that is. Yee-haw! Boy, these seahorses are mighty pokey. One of the slowest fish in the Atlantic, or any other ocean for that matter. Here's a pop quiz for all you schools of fish. Would you say that this very pregnant seahorse is a mummy or a daddy? Let's see. Ha-ha, a trick question. He's a dad. Believe it or not, it's a seahorse father that gives birth. Mom makes the eggs, but then she hands them over to Pop, and about 4 weeks later, he's the one who gives birth to these little cuties. See? Must make things sort of confusing on Mother's Day. Here's another trick question. If a dolphin lives in the ocean, breathes air, and watches zero television, is it A, a mammal like you, B, a fish, or C, a vegetable? All right, who's the wise guy who voted for the carrot? You. Go swim 3 lengths of the pool. But for all of you who said that dolphins are mammals, you win! Yes, like humans, dolphins are air-breathing animals that feed their young milk. And, like you, dolphins are very social, which means they like to hang out with other dolphins. In the wild, they often hunt in groups. And when they spot a school of fish, the team works together to capture them. Meanwhile, some leap, signaling other dolphins from far and wide to join in the hunt. But dolphins aren't just interested in each other. They seem to like people too. Just ask their trainers, like Kathy Zidau.
Sometimes when I'm in bad moods, I can come and work with the dolphins, and they'll put me in really good moods. I think you can get better work done and more training done with them when they start to trust you. I would never put my hand in a dolphin's mouth before. I know I trust Phoenix, and I know she's not going to do anything. I hope you're not going to do anything.
What makes dolphins like Phoenix really special is that they're one of the world's smartest animals. Their brain is bigger than a human's. Wouldn't it be cool if we could talk to them? In fact, Phoenix is being taught sign language. Here, the trainer is signaling, "Bring the person to me." Phoenix responds. And humans have moved closer to getting to know their neighbors in the sea. So, what would you say if you could talk to a dolphin? How about, "Come on, I've got a great new song for us to dance to."
If you ever travel to the ocean's bottom, wanna see some strangers? Ha! We got 'em. There's a world of weirdos lurking in the deep. So come and meet your neighbors in the city of the creeps. If you need a cheap hotel, crawl inside an empty shell. It's a little small, it's true, but it's a room with a view. Hey! Some of us are sluggish, and some are crabby. We got some spiny ones and some flabby. Be very careful of the company you keep. You could find yourself in danger in the city of the creeps. Inch by inch we go. We're kind of slow, but we put on a glow. Every color of the rainbow. Come on down and catch our show. In the city of the creeps. Come on down. Weird, 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 weird. City of the creeps.
Did somebody say weird? You are entering another dimension, a watery world between time and space where strange creatures use bizarre powers. The alien zone. It's called the cuttlefish, though it's not exactly cuddly. And why, you ask, does it go so color crazy? Maybe it's trying to confuse its meal before grabbing it. Or maybe it's like some fishy mood ring, flashing its feelings to communicate. Nobody knows the real reason, but there are lots of mysteries down here in the alien zone. In fact, there's a whole family of weird animals that have all got no bones, but they've got plenty of arms to make up for it. Like the squid, better known as Mr. Jet Propulsion. But when you're talking arms, this guy wins hands down every time. The octopus has lots of tricks up its sleeves. It turns colors almost as fast as you can change your mind. Its skin is super stretchy. It can even change shape. No bones about it. Having no bones makes it pretty flexible. Just watch it squeeze through this laboratory maze. And here's one more trick that comes in handy, especially when it comes to a run-in with this wolf eel. Whoa! Unhand me, says the octopus, before I'm disarmed. And away it goes, unharmed. But even if it had lost a limb, it can heal itself. That's right, it can grow new arms. Better luck next time, Wolfie. Here's an alien that sounds like it should taste good, the jellyfish. It can be as small as the head of a pin. But look at old Jumbo Jelly here. It's 15 feet long. Amazingly, this whopper was only discovered a few years ago. It makes you realize what a huge place the ocean really is when something this big could go unnoticed for so long. Oh, enough about jellies. Bring on the peanut butter. I'm getting hungry. Ah, lunchtime. Ha ha. You know, finding fine dining underwater is never easy. Good thing I know just the place to go. To the Pacific Ocean with the sea otters. Yes, quite. May I escort you to your table, sir? What's that? No table, you say? You'd prefer to use your tummy? I see. Well, how about some silverware, then? My. You use rocks to smash your shells. Messy, messy, messy. Well, maybe sea otter moms aren't big on teaching table manners, but they have other things to worry about. Like helping Junior with his swimming. Isn't that right, little guy? I think you've got the backstroke down. Yes, you do have to put your face in the water. This little fella can stay underwater for a minute or more, and by the time he's 6 months old, he'll be fishing for himself. But for now, it's non-stop. Mom, can I have a crab? Mom, can I have a sea urchin? Mom! Ugh. Even if their eating habits aren't the best, sea otters are actually pretty tidy. They have to keep their fur clean so it can hold bubbles. The trapped air acts like insulation and keeps the otters warm. They're the only animals I know that have to get cleaned up before they go out to play. But lately their playground has gotten busy. Sometimes these oil tankers accidentally spill their loads, polluting the sea otter's home. And because the otter can survive only if its fur is clean and warm, the sticky oil is big-time trouble. Oil is not the only pollution marine life has to worry about. There's all kinds of trash mucking up their ocean world. That's why it's up to us all, gang. Let's keep our water clean.
The sunshine looks different from here. It lights up the waves, and if the water is clear, all of the sand at the bottom of the sea sparkles the water is clear. The waves that wash upon the shore will bring you part of my ocean floor. A full moon looks different from here. Tonight I can see it, 'cause the water is clear. It casts lovely shadows. I dance in the light. I can see all of my world tonight. It's all such a wonderful atmosphere, 'cause the water is clear. The water is clear. The water is clear.
This portion of Really Wild Animals is brought to you by Really Scary Fish. Oh, sharks! Swim for your lives! Hey, wait a minute. What are those guys doing? Aren't they afraid they'll be ripped to shreds? Maybe Mr. Big Mouth is suffering from a bad reputation. Of course, you wouldn't want to get too near him unless you were trained like these scientists. I mean, yes, it's a good idea to put a cage between you and those 50 teeth of the great white shark. But the truth is, the shark deserves a little pat on the fin now and then. After all, it's very good at what it does. Sharks are built for speed. They have cartilage instead of bones, which is what makes them so light and flexible. Sleek and streamlined, sharks are born hunters. But not all of them eat meat. A few prefer plankton, which is kind of like the ocean's version of breakfast cereal. It's a rich mix of tiny plants and animals that live in the water. It's hard to believe that something as huge as the basking shark would only eat plankton. More than 400,000 gallons of water filled with plankton can pass through that gigantic mouth every hour. That's like 24 Olympic-sized swimming pools a day. The whale shark, the biggest fish in the world, also feeds on tiny plankton, but it can grow up to 50 feet long and weigh 20 tons. That's as big as a truck. Still, this is one shark that's actually quite peaceful. Then again, take a look at this horn shark. It's so small it could probably fit in your sock, but it packs a wallop. Whoa! It was just attacked by an angel shark hiding in the sand. But wait. The angel shark spit it out. That's because the horn shark has a secret weapon. A pink spine near its fin, which is no fun to chomp on. The horn shark goes on its merry way. And as for the angel shark, ouch! Most sharks hunt alone, but here's one that often travels in schools, the hammerhead. Now, I know that it looks like old Hammy here got its nose caught in the door, but the big schnoz helps when tracking dinner. Sharks have ultra-special senses. They can detect the slightest movements of a fish hiding in the sand. Yep, there are more than 350 different kinds of sharks, from the megamouth to the Port Jackson to the woe begone. You know, it's been fun shaking with the sharks. But I need to come up for air. Besides, we've got a party to go to south of the border, and I mean really south. Antarctica, to be exact. Believe it or not, this is a kind of ocean too, even though it's frozen. So I guess your bathing suit's not going to do you very much good. In fact, around here, they always dress formally in tuxedos. You are cordially invited to Antarctica, where even now the emperor penguins are lining up to go to the fanciest animal ball on Earth. Now, as anyone who mingles with the well-dressed can tell you, it's important to find a matching partner. There's George searching for Wilma. And there's Wilma searching for George. Finally, George and Wilma together. Oh, isn't it romantic? Only a few days later, George and Wilma are the proud parents of a bouncing baby egg. And if laying that egg wasn't hard work enough, now Wilma has to search down some food for her family. So she passes the little one over to George for safekeeping, and she and all the other moms beat a path to the open sea, which can be 100 miles away. George and the other guys carry on and carry eggs on top of their feet. This is quite a trick, and you can try it at home, but use a ball instead of an egg or your mum might get mad. If you think winter's rough where you live, around here the temperature goes down to 60 degrees below zero, and George and the dads don't even get to eat. Finally, the eggs hatch, just in time for spring. And the mothers who finally come back from the sea. Ha! And hallelujah, Mom's brought home some food. Now, Dad can pass the pipsqueak along to Mom and grab a bite to eat himself. And as for the young 'un, her first real meal is a beakful of squid her mother spits up. Want the recipe? Yeah. Emperor penguins are the only animals to brave winter in Antarctica, so when the relatively warm weather comes, they're ready to celebrate. Let's go! Surf's up!
All of you creatures living in the sea have an individuality. Each one of you has got a different groove.
It's in the way you move.
Your style, your particular mood.
It's in the way you move.
You gotta wiggle with an attitude. Now some of you go from side to side. Hey dude, you look like you're on a water slide. Now he just feels his way around.
It's in the way you move.
Streamlined jet propulsion.
It's in the way you move.
High-speed sharks cutting through the ocean.
It's in the way you move.
He's a drifter, she likes to crawl.
It's in the way you
mind, be cool. Don't forget you're in school.
It's in the way you move.
Hey, you got to use your fin.
It's in the way you move.
The bottom line is sink or swim.
It's in the way you move.
You got your own individual groove.
It's in the way you move.
It's in the way you move.
It's in the way you move.
Yow.
It's in the way you move.
Take a walk on the wet side.
It's in the way you move. It's in the
Woo! Talk about ocean locomotion. This bruiser can really make waves. The great whales. They are the masters of the sea, the largest and most awesome animals in all nature. Many people have mistaken them for giant fish and sea monsters, but they're not monstrous fish at all. Like us, they're mammals who must breathe air to live and who feed their young milk. Maybe you've seen whales doing incredible tricks at ocean parks. But their life out at sea is even more amazing. For instance, did you know that humpbacks can sing? All the whales in a region have the same song, but their tune always changes, faster than what's on the top 40. They might be trying to attract a mate or communicate with other humpbacks even 20 miles away. They may seem huge, but most of the really great whales only eat baby-sized food, tiny shrimp-like animals called krill. But krill is kid stuff for these killers. Killer whales, that is. Whoa! Also known as orcas. These characters have teeth, and they use them. Not on people, though, on fish and even other whales. Small as they are compared to other whales, even a 25-foot killer whale makes people look like munchkins. And the killer is pint-sized compared to the humpback, which measures more than 45 feet long and 35 tons. Sperm whales can grow to 60 feet and more. And the blue whale makes all the other whales look like pipsqueaks. Larger than any dinosaur, it can weigh up to 200 tons. That's more than 30 elephants. And its body can stretch out as long as 100 feet, almost as long as a jet plane. Oh, awesome. But even though they're big, whales can be remarkably friendly creatures. Can you imagine what it would be like to come face to face with one? Well, these days, to get to meet marine life, scientists are going to great lengths. Or should I say great depths.
On the surface, we're trimmed out. Depth is 330 feet. Temperature is 4 degrees.
New technology is bringing us to places on our own planet that are as unknown as outer space. For the first time, we can glimpse this mysterious world. Using deep-sea probes, we can even collect samples and bring them to the surface. But if you really want to get to know how sea creatures live, why not let them be our guides? This scientist is preparing a camera for the ride of its life. It's called a critter cam, and it's specially designed for a very special experiment. After a test dive, it's time to pass it along to the real cameraman, a fur seal. The camera is rigged to its back. Hold on! All right, so critters don't make the world's greatest filmmakers. People like Howard Hall do. He's been into wildlife since he was about your age.
I never really wanted to be an underwater photographer, at least not when I was 6. What I did when I was a kid was collect bugs and put them in boxes and jars. And when I got a little older, I graduated to things like squirrels and rabbits, and I just loved animals. And that enjoyment of animals, I think, had a lot to do with me becoming an underwater photographer.
Howard has had many excellent adventures with the creatures of the deep. But one of his favorites was with a right whale.
It was a remarkable experience because after we'd been with the animals a few days, one of them actually became curious and wanted to play with us. And it was amazing. We found that the whale would come right down to me, come right down and sit on the bottom next to me and lean over toward me so that I would scratch his eyebrow. When you look in the eyeball of a whale, you know that behind there's a great big brain, and you have to wonder, what is it doing? It's right out of some science fiction novel, you know. There's something back there going on, and you don't know what it is.
You know, there are so many mysteries in the ocean. It really is the last great unexplored place on Earth. All we do know is that there's still so much more we have yet to discover about life here. An incredible world awaits us underwater.
Of ships long ago that went down in the sea, where the brave and the bold search for silver and gold. So I had to go diving below. I found a treasure, to my surprise, a world underwater right in front of my eyes. Now I'm richer than I thought I would be. Nature's the greatest treasure to me. I saw a great whale, I heard his song. I touched a dolphin, he swam along. I met up with monsters and beauty queens. How wondrous they seem, and it's not a dream. Treasure, to my surprise, a world underwater right in front of my eyes. Now I'm richer than I thought I'd be. Nature's the greatest treasure to me. Visions of wonder no words can describe, and even better, my treasure's alive. My treasure's alive.
It was just great. Unbelievable. Incredible.
I found a treasure, to my surprise, a world underwater right in front of
Well,
my
gang,
eyes.
looks like it's time for our beach party to set sail for the sunset. But you know, there are lots more really wild animals all across this wonderful world of ours. So be sure to join me on our next exciting adventure. Until then, this is your pal, Spin. Spin you later.